and I can't get up. Have you ever felt like this before? Now, I'm pretty sure most of us have seen those Life Alert commercials where some helpless old lady falls down on the floor and is unable to get up. And she then uses her handy-dandy Life Alert necklace to bring in the old lady helpers who help her off the floor and put her right back on her feet. I'm not sure about you, but all too often in my own life, I feel like I need a Life Alert during all the things that I find keeping me stuck on the floor of my life. Whether it's stress from a load of schoolwork or the depression that I sometimes face, one thing always seems to be lurking in the background. The thing keeping me on the floor isn't the fact that I don't have a Life Alert necklace. It's the fact that I perceive myself to be incapable of letting go of the guilt from my past mistakes. Jesus tells a story in Luke chapter 15 about how there are 100 sheep and one out of those 100 gets lost. The man who owns these sheep then leaves the 99 others to go into the wilderness and search for this one. And when he finds it, he carries it home and tells his friends, "Rejoice with me, because I have found my lost sheep." If you haven't picked up on it already, we are the sheep and Jesus is our shepherd. So Jesus then goes on to make a bold yet incredibly truthful statement. In the same way, there is more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents and returns to God than over 99 others who are righteous and haven't strayed away. We all sin and stray away sometimes, and we're bound to feel guilty about it afterwards. But the crazy thing is that God still wants us, even after all of the muck that we find on ourselves, after sitting on the floor for so long. God doesn't care about how dark and twisty our lives are. He just wants us to return from the paths that we have taken and back into his arms. He still sees us as a masterpiece, no matter what we've done. In no way does God hold the things we do against us. In fact, he sent his one and only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. God sent Jesus for us so that we wouldn't have to have these things held against us, and so we wouldn't have to hold them against ourselves. In a way, God is kind of like the old lady helper in the commercial, except he's a little bit more of a sinner helper. I mean, we're all sinners, and all the time the devil is trying to knock us down onto the floor. Too often we find that he's succeeded. But the thing is, God never meant for us to be perfect. He equipped us with his armor so that when we fell, it wouldn't hurt quite as bad. Yet, we end up laying there on the floor, drowning in what we see as our own imperfections, and that alone prevents us from ever getting up. But the thing is, God is right there, reaching out his hand to you to help you get up, no matter what you've done to find yourself on the floor. All you have to do is reach up and grab onto his hand so he can help you. Many times, to get to this point where we can lift up our hands to ask him to help us, it means that we need to forgive ourselves and realize that we really aren't as imperfect as we perceive ourselves to be. All hope is not lost when we find ourselves on the floor. We are merely humans who all fall down sometimes. God sent us here with our imperfections, but he never meant for this to take over our lives and hinder us from our walks with him. I'm going to challenge you with this before I end my sermon. Whether it's before you leave this building today, while you're in the prayer room, or if it's with the help of an adult back at your home church, or even just as you're laying in your bed tonight, I challenge you to completely surrender your heart to God and say,